Over 100 on the freeway?
Yeah, we saw triple digits there on the freeway right when we got overhead, and that's what made it so difficult to catch up with her. She was going eastbound on the 60, heading in the opposite direction that we were coming from at 100 miles an hour plus. So this has been a fast-moving pursuit the entire time. Thankfully, she hasn't collided with anything at any point, and there hasn't been any close calls either. But because of the dangerous driving, they have gone into what's called surveillance mode. They keep going into that off and on, which means airship only, no units directly behind him or behind her, so we won't see any black and whites with their lights on behind her. It's just going to be the airship only, and units will stay close enough just in case she were to stop or be involved in a traffic collision. They'll be right there to take her into custody.
Yeah, this is always a tough one, Eliana, because when you don't have those lights and sirens in pursuit, it really doesn't give a lot of warning for other drivers in the area.
Yeah, it doesn't really give any warning, and then it makes it very difficult for the airship to follow as well, because this is a dark-colored car, and you see her here. Oh my gosh, what a close call there with that big rig. Thankfully, that big rig was going slow and was able to avoid hitting her, but that was really scary there. She's on Brea Canyon Cutoff Road now, which is an extremely dark road. If you've ever driven this, you know it's dark, and with this dark-colored sedan that is going almost 100 miles an hour here, you can imagine just how dangerous this is for drivers here on the roadway when you don't have a night sun on her and you don't have those units behind her.
Yeah, and we just saw that driver cross over into oncoming traffic. Fortunately, no one was on that side of the road at the moment when that driver made that erratic move.
Yeah, and she's going right under us here for just a second. Again, on Brea Canyon with the cross of Reedview Drive. So this is an area that at this point of the night isn't that busy. Of course, it is pretty late, but you can see that it's a dark road coming up here to another major intersection. Eventually, she can work her way back to the freeway if that is her goal, but just made the turn here onto Colleen Road from Brea Canyon.
And at this point, Eliana, you had mentioned this earlier, but we don't know whether there are any other people in the vehicle with her.
Correct. Yeah, that was one of the questions that the CHP had for the Sheriff's Department when they took over the pursuit was, is this person alone? Is this person armed? And they didn't have an answer to either one of those questions. So the circumstances under which the vehicle was taken are unknown to us as well. Was this some sort of armed carjacking, or was it simply just a crime of opportunity where this person took the vehicle and has perhaps been driving it for a while now as if they own it, and was caught today here by the Temple Sheriffs when they ran the plates, and the vehicle came back as a stolen. But again, the Sheriff's Department gave it up to the CHP when it was on the freeway, and now that she's back on surface streets, we don't have any units behind her. They're in surveillance mode with the helicopter only.
Yeah, and again, this just makes it so challenging.
She's kind of behind us.
For others in the area, you know, there's...
Coming out my side.
Eliana, this driver just in control of this situation right now. There's a police car right there, is that not?
Yeah, that's a police unit right there. But again, they're in surveillance mode. So what that means is they're not going to get right behind her. They're not going to turn their lights and sirens on, but the airship will be able to continue to follow. And you see that the unit is behind her. It's just not lit up. And she's getting back on the freeway here. This is going to be the 60 freeway. Looks like it's going to be westbound 60 from Nogales.
Now, is there a possibility that that unit was unaware of what was going on here and just happened to jump in pursuit?
I believe that they all are aware because they're in the area, so they can hear it on their scanner. They know that there is a pursuit in the area, and they were told not to turn their lights and sirens on so that she doesn't know that she's being pursued. The goal in that is that hopefully she'll just simply come to a stop, thinking that nobody's behind her, that she can simply drive home, and then that would be the opportunity that the officers would have to take her into custody. But she's exiting again. She just exited off of, I think this might be Fullerton, off of the 60 freeway. Very similar circumstances to what we saw before. Just made that turn onto Fullerton Road and slowing down significantly. The car might be disabled. So we'll see. Now we have some units behind her because they see what's going on. The vehicle is slowing down significantly. They want to be there for when this person comes to a complete stop. Let's see if it doesn't happen under the freeway. If it does, then we won't be able to see it. But if she rolls out the other side, again, it's going to be off of the Fullerton exit from the westbound 60.
Yeah, and it looks like this is all taking place right underneath this overpass, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just under the 60 freeway, and she's still rolling, so we might see her come out the other side. Otherwise, she'll come to a complete stop here under the freeway. You see additional units coming by.
You always wondered why that app didn't exist. Now you can make it. Meet Replit Agent. Want a custom workout plan? Make an app for that. Have a great idea at 2 a.m.
And no units approaching from the other
us,
side at this point.
Yeah, so we're going to go around to the other side, but I'll describe to you what they're saying. They're saying that there is a felony stop in progress. They say that she has come to a complete stop under the freeway, and her hands are up. So thankfully, she is now complying here with the CHP officers who are about to take her into custody. And as we kind of work our way here around in News Chopper 4, again, I'm just describing what's going on here. It's Fullerton Road as it crosses under the 60 freeway, where this woman driver, described as a woman by the CHP on the scanner, who was driving a stolen car, has finally decided to bring things to a stop, and they are currently in the process of taking her into custody.
Yeah, thankfully is right, Eliana, because this one was so dangerous. We watched this driver topping speeds of well over 100 miles an hour, driving so recklessly, blowing through red lights with really no regard for public safety.
It was absolutely so dangerous, Carolyn. A lot of close calls there, especially when she was on surface streets. But 100 miles an hour plus at times in a dark-colored vehicle, making it very difficult for officers to keep track. And then they went into surveillance mode, hoping that that would get her to drive a little bit more slowly. And of course, that didn't work. She still continued to drive erratically and at high speeds. Eventually, though, when she exited here at Fullerton, it's unclear what happened. Did she simply come to her senses, or did she run out of gas? But either way, we're thankful it did. She has come to a stop here under the freeway, where again we're hearing that she is fully complying and being taken into custody.
All right, Eliana, hands up outside the vehicle as you're positioning here to try to get a better shot. We understand this is wrapping up safely at this point, and we thank you again for your great coverage following this one for us. Meanwhile, downtown LA streets have been closed for hours as police investigate a deadly shooting. NBC4's Tracy Leong is live near the scene with what we know so far. Trace?
Carolyn, the LAPD is calling this a complex investigation. We're on
and code 4. Assignment desk on the microwave. Assignment desk on the 450. Headed home. Cool, thank you, George.